Hello everyone, welcome back to chess. We're playing 1510 as black against Yelgiza. I tried recording a moment before this, and my opponent didn't play in the first 30 seconds, so that game was canceled. They like matched and then immediately logged off. This person is here. Okay, there you go. Caro-Kann time. Anyway, and then I spent some time blathering it while I waited to see if they were going to make a move. Their username started with Ivan, and I was like, is it Ivan or Ivan? Like, are there languages where Ivan is a normal first name, or is it mostly just like anglicization of Ivan? I don't know the answer to this. Like, I'm sure I've met people named Ivan, although at the moment I can't think of any. Uh, Whereas in Russia, Ivan is very normal. Okay, opponent caught off guard by the Caro-Kann, it would seem. Pretty sure we take with pawn if captures, but they're supposed to just push, I believe. I don't know. I'm sure there are plenty of playable responses, but push is pretty normal. If they don't push, we might try something like try to get a knight here while it still can, but it's kicked away pretty easily by the f pawn. I don't know. They don't want to move the f pawn though. I think this allowing them to kick the knight and put me here would be okay. Maybe it wouldn't. Yeah, no, I could go back here if I had to. I was a little bit like, well, I couldn't go. If I were kicked away from this square, where could I go? Not here because there's a pawn attacking. And hmm. Is this still good? Now, this looks a little bit awkward. Hmm. It seems like it should still be fine. Right, if push, I can still go here, and if they want, we can trade, and I don't know. I don't love that pawn, but actually I kind of hate it now that I look at it. Um, I want to get this light square bishop out, but there's just absolutely nowhere to put him except like here. Um, I guess that's where I'm going to put him then. What am I doing with this knight? Well, I could put the bishop here, I guess. That's a square that's hard to disrupt. It's supporting a good pawn, but I want to put a pawn here at some point, right? I want this. I want this pawn to move so I can put a bishop here. That's what I want. I could just take, develop the bishop with some tempo against the knight. Yeah, that seems fine actually. It's not. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably is some tempo. Maybe they would just defend it like this. Yeah, maybe this isn't so hot. Because I don't really want to actually trade the bishop for the knight. I just want to develop the knight. Bishop. I'd like to build up some pressure against this pawn, maybe. Like, I have a queen here already. But there's no easy way to do that. Like, this would be a thought. I don't think they would want to capture because we get this trade and then later pick up the pawn, presumably, somehow. Or maybe even not and just be fine with this. That actually seems like a cool idea. Let's try that. Okay. And now we attack the knight who's like a little bit pinned, I think. Or they could take with queen, in which case I would trade, and that would also be fine. I think they should take with queen. So that the queen trade doesn't ruin their king position. I don't. I'm not exactly thrilled with how this has gone because, assuming that this kind of exchange happens, what's happened? White has got two excellent knights, and I've played this pawn move, and it's my move, so I can develop a piece. But like, what development makes up for that? Well, no. Yeah, I mean this attacks the knight, and it's defended by the bishop, so it would work out okay. Probably better retake the queen. That's my opinion. Yeah, the knights next to each other are just so imposing. They cover everything, right? And so that's why I want to attack one with this pawn. Threatening this, that's pretty important, actually. Whoops. Am I like dead? I mean, I'm not dead, but I'm really unhappy. I shouldn't have let this happen. Didn't really think about this possibility. Like, I don't have a lot of pieces who can defend this. Basically, I have to move the king. Ouch. All right, well, here we go. I just thought it would be cool to attack their knight. I didn't really think about where. I didn't. I saw that the knight couldn't make any forward moves like this, but I didn't really think about forward moves like this. Oh well, at least the queens are off, so having a developed king is, or an uncastled king is not as bad as it might be. I don't know. They'll probably do something like this now. Ugh. Supporting this so that I can't defend it so easily. But then, as long as I have my knight moved, I could. I guess I might have to do something like this so that if they try to attack the rook, he can get out. Well, not to here because the knight would be guarding that. So it depends what they try to attack with, I guess. Yeah. So I need to be able to move the rook in case they play knight here. If they play bishop here, I'm going to have to move the king. And I want to have the knight here still guarding the rook guarding the knight. So is this move okay? It allows a check. But my king can just like come up here, and then their bishop and knight are both under attack, and one is defending the other. So here is what I'm a little worried about. What do they have with this knight to make my life unpleasant? It doesn't seem like anything much. I don't know. This is a highly dicey scenario, but we'll see how it goes. I'm clearly behind, and it's just like, oh no, there's this move. I guess bishop here in that case. just go right into a pin. Oh my god, how did it go so wrong? Like allowing this knight move was just the end of my life. I needed to do something else. I didn't pay much attention to the vulnerability created here by trading off the queens. Oh my god, they have castles with check even. I forgot it. They can actually develop while improving the rook. That seems like a pretty good move. I guess I could block with knight, but I like blocking with bishop, probably. The knight here doesn't really do anything. A bishop here kind of does. This is a nightmare. Okay. So my thought here was that I would then move the rook, right? Which would have to be to here. But then there's like, I don't know, some discovery like this. And then they maybe win this guy? I don't know if that actually works. So suppose here, and the knight goes and picks something up, grabs this pawn. I'm not in check, but my knight has been attacked. That would be fine. This comes with check, but doesn't really accomplish anything. I take it, they take it, we traded pieces. And their knight is clearly better than mine, so I think that would be okay. I don't know, I'll try it. I'm sure there's some reason this is awful, but it seems unlikely to be much worse than what was going to happen to me otherwise. Like I just can't get a piece there to dislodge that knight or bishop. I guess there's g5? No, the knight just takes. I thought to like deflect the bishop from the knight, but even if the knight weren't here, the bishop could just back up. Okay. I mean, that drops this pawn, so maybe not great, but maybe I can't afford to be so picky about pawns at the moment. Maybe just here and like give up a pawn to develop a piece? I think not, because then this bishop is attacked twice and pinned. Oh, also, right. Here comes this discovery I was literally just talking about, right? My knight is under attack. So it seems useful to get him out here, even if right at the moment he's not doing anything specifically great. It seems good to have him here. He's maybe threatening to come to this square. Okay, now my bishop is in trouble, and therefore my king. Yeah. I mean, I can go back. I can try this, but it doesn't work. I think I'm just dead. Okay, so what if I put the knight back? They just take the knight, so that doesn't work. Is there some counterattack? There's this, but they capture with check, so... I can't pin anything. I don't know. Knight here doesn't actually work, but it might be the best thing I've got. So that, like, maybe they miss that I'm defending. What about this? Right, we were just talking about going here, right? Unpinning the bishop and removing one of its attackers at the same time. There's this. To chase the knight away. Yeah. But then I'd have something like this to chase their knight away. Which I guess their knight could just move, whereas mine doesn't have that luxury. Oh god, there's even stuff like this. No, there's not. I have a pawn there. Do I have some answer to this? I don't think I do. Well, maybe bishop here. Unpinning and attacking an undefended piece. Or, well, not unpinning, but escaping the pin. Then there'll be checks against my king, but they're a little ways off. And if they take here, actually my king is a bit safer. Because there's a pawn in front of him now. So, I don't know. This seems worth a try. Yeah, so if they take the knight, I would kind of like not to recapture. Because a white pawn on the d file is more useful to me than a black one. But I don't know. I guess then they could just take my pawn. I can't really effectively push past, so maybe I would have to recapture and then get checked, and my day would be ruined after all. My day's been ruined for a while. It's just like trying to salvage what I can. For example, by developing a single kingside piece, that would be a big improvement. You know, knight e7 or something would be nice. Actually, this is maybe better. It supports the bishop, it threatens the knight. And then if they take the knight, I at least get a route to develop my rook. I think their knight should now move. Because I just pinned my knight. And he's stuck. But my idea then is king here attacking. Oh, I can't do that. There's a bishop there. So much for that idea. I don't know. I mean, it seems horrible. Everything about this is horrible. Knight here, probably. No? Just allowing a trade. I think I'm happy to make that trade. My knight is not rescued by any means. But I just want to get pieces like this knight off the board. And you know what? If they take here, here, I have this bishop move, forking the knight and the rook, both undefended. Seems pretty wild, huh? What if I just develop a knight? This trade doesn't really accomplish much for me. This knight is okay, but not amazing. No, he's attacking this pawn, which I want to... Which has the important job of hanging on to this guy. I think I'll go ahead and get rid of this. It gets them a strong pawn, sort of. Like, it's forward, but it's not protected, right? Kind of makes this developing move a little bit worse, because there'll be a pawn here who can threaten to take it right away, so we would maybe... Ugh. Here would probably be okay. It's going right into the pin, but maybe my king can use some help. And it threatens to dislodge this knight. It's a great bother at the moment. Now, they don't even have to actually take my knight, right? He's still pinned. So they can wait to set up the perfect moment. But if I unpin him, well, even this doesn't really unpin him because the knight's attacked twice, and they could just, if I move the knight, they could just charge in here. So, okay. So I liked this idea, but maybe not for a very good reason. Because knight here is not actually good. I'd like to maybe attack this bishop, but I can't do so without getting in the way of this very important pawn defense. Maybe some pawn moves? That seems so horrible. Their bishop could, like, just move anyway, right? I think this, because, like, knight here is not really a realistic play, and I just want to be able to threaten this pawn at some point. This whole knight idea doesn't work. I can try to get my king out of the pin, but he would have to come over here, which is not, like... Maybe I should have done that, actually, to force them to take the knight at a time when I believe I have this response. Wait, I don't have this response because my king is going to be in check. I do need to get my king out of the way. After takes, bishop here is illegal. So hopefully my opponent will continue to be patient. And I'll try putting my king over here. Or here? No, it does not appear so. So I think I want to lure their rook out here. And also, I don't want to just give up this pawn. So I really should have just gone here last move. This pawn move didn't do anything. And I needed the king moved. I just forgot that I needed it. We want to go to a light square so the knight can't check us. Also, this bishop can't either. I guess the knight can get out with tempo anyway, so this whole idea was never really working. But the bishop defends that if we do something like this. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm sure that king here 2 moves ago was just as losing, or it was also losing, but it would have been. Since my plan was this, I should have like tried to make my plan into a legal move. That would have been an improvement. Okay. Cute. I think they should just trade rooks. Really? Is there some checkmate with the rook and bishop or what? Here, check. I assume is what they have in mind. I don't want to retreat with the bishop because it's guarding the rook. So instead, I back up to here, and it seems okay. What? All right. I mean, I won back a little bit. I got 2 minors for the rook, apparently, for now. Maybe my position will soon worsen. Stuff like this is looming, I guess. But I don't know. I have check and then move the pawn. I don't want to do this because then check. Oh, they can't. Now I guard this check now. But I guess there's like here forking these is a problem. Yeah. I actually need to bring the king up to guard over like these 2 squares where the rook could really cause me some trouble. And just like live with the fact that my king is, I don't know, I just can't bear to put a king here. This is just so powerful. So king here, check, seems awful for me. Check lets me relocate my bishop somewhere sort of safe and sort of useful. I don't have to actually follow up with the second part of the move yet. But here is kind of a home that he will have someday. I'm just like, I don't know. I can't develop any pieces. I'm playing down a rook and a knight, and also the piece they took, more or less. Oh, okay. Well, now they can't really put a rook here so easily. And I maybe finally have a way to develop the knight. This is unsafe, right? Here, here. The only safe space would be here, and then they get this, which, I don't know, isn't the end of the world, I guess. I mean, I can go back to here, but that sucks. I think I just want to here and then get to this square at some point. I guess this rook move is a pretty exciting idea. The bishop doesn't have many discoveries because he can only move backward, but it still would be a bit annoying to get checked. I just want to get my knight over here so I can watch over this file without using my king. And so I can open up my rook. Yeah, this would be like my dream set of moves. Even if it allows them to trade off rooks, like, okay, I don't love it, but, you know, trading while down, but my rook has been just a disastrous piece for ages, and their rook is a monster. Maybe we'll flag him. Oh, wouldn't that be something? Seems like the most straightforward route to victory at this point. I mean, a 10-second increment is plenty of time, of course. But at my level, players make mistakes all the time. For example, I'm in a disastrous position due to making mistakes. And I feel like my opponent dropped some of their advantage for sure with the exchange in down here. But I don't know. I mean, well, like, okay, they were up 3 and they got to trade off several pieces and end up 2 as a result. They're up by less, but things are more simplified. On the other hand, I'm pretty sure they could have traded a bunch of stuff and not lost any material just by taking the rook instead of doing some other weird thing. So, I don't know. I feel like my opponent made a mistake over here. I want to like play fast, keep them under time pressure. They're really going into the tank over this. Oh, also my bishop is guarding this square. I saw that the knight guards these two, but I was like, oh, what am I going to do about this square? I have like a completely unstoppable bishop watching that. That's kind of cool. Are we just going to win on time here? No. Okay. So setting some bishop move. Fine. Like a bishop move here comes with check against the king. Fine. But I think I could safely go over this way after developing a knight here. Well, let's play quickly. That's the idea. Oh, I was going to play the knight here first. Then I didn't do that. Obviously, I could have taken this pawn, but I think that's like the wrong priorities. This one is still hanging anyway. Yeah, I wanted the knight here first, because now they can actually get to this square and pin the knight. Okay, they're going to let me move the knight. That's great. I don't know. This is probably wrong, but I wanted to play something sort of quickly. Now their bishop is probably feeling a little bit uncomfortable. I guess they have... Oh, that was horrible. It just drops the rook. This is a check. I needed to go here if I was going to develop the rook. Yeah. King has no legal moves, so we have to actually block with a piece, which is even worse. Okay. Yeah, I needed to play rook here, I think. Or, I don't know, anything but this. I was like, yeah, I saw that there was a discovery, but I didn't think it was a big deal, because where can the bishop go? Answer, right here. Um, can I do anything other than just throw a rook in there? I mean, I can move, but now they get this. Maybe have some idea like that, I guess? I don't know. Got him. Easy game. How on earth? Like, my opponent's in a crushing position. I don't understand how you could spend so long analyzing when there's obviously some, like, playable moves, even if they're not great. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I mean, the clock is a piece, as they say. Yeah, kind of a losing position here. I'm interested to see what it says I could have done. First of all, it does hate this pawn takes. Bishop here? I thought, like, queen takes was pretty cool. But I needed to not do this because this is an important maneuvering square for the knight to get to a square that I have like there's a threat against me that I can't deflect on that square, and so I need to stop a knight from getting there. So it says just develop a piece. After this, you're in trouble. Oh, the knight can go here and defend. Not very well, but he can. So why doesn't this work? I don't know. I guess it does, but it's just like you're so far behind. You've got your king out in the open and you're underdeveloped, and it says just start putting more pieces out. Ah, right, because now they can actually do this. But if they try, you take the, I don't know. They can't actually do it. Okay, yeah, bring in a rook. Sure, okay, I don't know. There's like plenty of horrible stuff happening to me. Yeah, castle seems good. Here's fine. I guess we should like hit learn from your mistakes first. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Why did it skip past the first one there? I don't understand. It did that in a recent video, didn't it? I was like, learn from your mistakes, and it shows me this position, and I was like, oh, I changed my mind. Let's show you a different one. Right. So this was bad because it opened this square up. And so probably any developing move that doesn't lose a piece would be fine. Like this would probably be okay, although not amazing. This might even be all right, although I guess you don't really want to allow this. And it's, yeah, okay, it wouldn't be so great. This trying to get castled, sure. And this was actually my only other mistake. That's kind of funny. See, like, it skipped one of my other blunders, because it says that I made 2 blunders. Yeah. And it skipped the c5 blunder for some reason. Anyway, so this seems like playable. Okay, it's pretty bad. It's letting them trade down, I get it, but I was like, I don't know. What if they don't notice that I'm attacking the rook? I guess even then they can just recapture, so... Like, I thought of moves like this, but... It doesn't gain anything? There's nothing I can do. All my pieces kind of need to be where they are. Maybe I could go into defense mode with this rook or push a pawn. I don't know. It all sucks. Maybe do something with the bishop. Go here. It's a threat against the pawn. But then there's discoveries like this, which maybe I need to just address this discovery. Yeah, I see. Well, it's not a discovery, it's just a check. But if I'm putting the bishop here, it is sort of discovering an attack as well. Even if it's not clear exactly what the follow-up should be. So why not tell me about this mistake? Not that one. E5. Didn't I play some... It hated E5. Yeah. Why not ask me about this? It's a blunder. So it says don't do that. Yeah, which we discovered that allowing this trade in the middle was really bad. I just did not evaluate how, like, I was kind of spending tempo with a pawn to allow my opponent to centralize knights, right? Not what you want to be doing. It says just like develop some pieces, attack this knight, sure. Yeah, so it says capturing the pawn is fine. But then I just have to develop, not like push for more in the center somehow. It feels like I should be fighting more for the center, but I guess this develops and like attacks a strong knight, and it's probably going to be my weak bishop. We have these like light square pawns, and the Caro-Kann tends to lead to that. And so like if they just defend, I'm thrilled. Or well, I'm really thrilled if they defend like this because it's the F pawn. But say they do something more reasonable like this, I'm still happy to trade. Okay. Let's do one Puzzle Storm? No, that's Puzzle Streak. That could take ages. Alright, Puzzle Storm. Who am I? I'm white. I wish there was a picture of the White King here. That would make me more comfortable, so that I know that I'm white. But okay, there looks like there's this checkmate here. This seems good, yeah. Check. Mate, actually? Yeah. Check and win the queen. Hello, the queen, please. Check and fork the queen. This seems good. Is it good? I think so, yeah. No, we get the bishop as well. That's nice. Didn't see that coming. Yeah, this is double attacked and defended only once with check even. What? This is a check. Is it good? Not really. I don't think so. Seems like the only forcing move, though, right? Let's give it a try. It's right. They apparently had to take with the queen. I don't know why. Bad puzzle. If they asked me to rate that one, I'd give it a no thanks. There's got to be something going on over here. Oh, that's guarded by my knight. In the queen and winner. Fork. And then I take the rook. This is pinned, a little unpleasant. Check. Oh yeah. Sure, the bishop's guarding that, even though he's pinned and couldn't actually take. This is the only thing I see? Ah, and then you get the bishop in the end. This attacks the queen and also checkmate. So we just get the queen. Check and take the rook. Check and take the queen. Is this something? Check, deflecting the defender of the queen. Check. The pawn was pinned. Check and then probably some fork, maybe? Here's what I had in mind, but it's not really a fork. Because the king moves. There's this. Here? No, it has to be here. I don't know why. Nope, it's not. Doesn't accomplish anything. Win the rook. Knight's pinned. Queen is threatening. Check? They just take, right? Oh, I should probably just take in the knight, yeah? So on this one, I was kind of lost here. I can fork these guys, but they move the king, and then yeah, I'm attacking their rook, but they're attacking mine. So what's the cool follow-up? I guess here? I don't know. But like, check king here. I don't know. This is another check. But it's awful. Like, if it isn't... Okay, this also looks very bad, by the way, right? Give up 2 pieces for 1. So if it's not this, it has to be like this move or this move. This is like kind of okay. It threatens something. But they can just get out with check, right? So I think I'm maybe supposed to just check here and then take the rook defending my rook. I guess. And also attacking this pawn. But like, why doesn't the king go over here? I guess either way, my knight can take the rook. Yeah, I guess I missed that I don't have to defend. I don't have to move. Well, I do have to move the rook, right? Because like here. Oh right, you can't take. Your king is under attack. So you move the king. And now it's just great for me. Because it not only defends the rook, it also attacks the king. And the king, at this stage, only has 2 legal moves. And they both have this property. The knight takes rook, defends my rook, and attacks the king. And defending the rook doesn't even matter, because we're about to move the rook. Or it does, if the king is here. But if the king goes over here, it doesn't matter. We don't have to defend it from the knight, only from the king. That's a good puzzle, although it seems harder than 1300. And then this was the one that we missed when time was up, right? So there's this with check. Queen takes, though. And then... like, what? So I wonder if, like, this piling up on the pinned knight... They can take it, but then I'm up the exchange. No, I'm not. The knight's guarding. So that would be horrible. I mean, like, this is a check. Oh, it's a check that discovers an attack on the queen. I see. I was like, I don't see anything that stops the knight from being captured here. That's true. The knight will be captured, but you get a queen. Okay, so that is a good and should be easy puzzle, but, you know, I miss easy puzzles. That's what happens when you're a bad player. All right, where was that one that I hated? Am I going to find it in all this mess? Probably not, right? I didn't hate it. It was just like, I guess we could look at slow puzzles, right? I spent a while on it. Was it this one? I feel like it was this one. How did this go? No, this one we just had an easy checkmate. Hmm. Maybe I didn't spend that long on it? I don't even remember what I didn't like about it anymore. It like required some follow-up to understand why the enemy king or the enemy has to do what they do in the puzzle, and like you have to prepare for some other option that won't ever happen. Huh. How did this puzzle go? Right, take and win the bishop, sure. Someone's checking win the rook. Oh, this is the one that seemed a little bit. This seems a little hard for its level, but okay, fine. This one makes sense. Here, check, king there, checkmate. It's fine. I don't know. I don't remember which one it was. It was way before this. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.